Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Watching paint dry will be starting here in about 5 minutes. If you haven't been to the show before, we use StreamLoot cards as a way to not only support, but for you to enter our LAUGHAL. You just saw one of the lovely links come up on screen. Click that, get yourself some StreamLoot cards. Your goal is to make 88 riddles laugh. Trust me, it's not hard, it's easy. It's like fireworks at 4th of July, it's gonna happen. When you get them to laugh, you get an entry to the drawing for the month for the LAUGHAL. This month, we have 2 sponsors that are doing this lovely LAUGHAL. We have Talon and Claw, and of course, Smuggler's Coffee. You get to see the boxes on screen here when we get started. It is 2 chests printed. One is a mimic. I'm calling one the Wizard's Portal. I think they called it the Warlock Source. I don't know. I don't know what the other one's called. They're 2 small, I shouldn't say small, riddles. How many dice do you say it holds? 2 sets? 2 sets in each box. And you're not getting one, but you're getting 2 of them along with Slapshot Coffee. If you like Hershey's or chocolate bars or any of that kind of flavor, this is that nougaty goodness that you're probably, nougaty goodness you're looking for in coffee. On top of that, there are many ways that these cards work. If you get a Goblin's Golden Ticket, feel free to play it, but I'm counting it at the end of the month. We also have new cards for all you people who have been here for a while. You now get to fight monsters. Yes, that's right. There's some new cards. When they come up during the show, I'll explain how they work. And then last and most important, if you get that roll a d20 card and you get yourself an 8, you get 8 entries into the drawing for the month. We'll get started here in a couple minutes. Get yourself settled, get your coffee. If you're not working, add your whiskey, and we'll see you in 2. How you doing, buddy? You are probably talking about Adam and Diana Smurf Trooper. They are on Twitch. I'm guessing that was one done with Megan Caves. She was running a Harry Potter styled game. I believe that's the cast that you're talking about. Adam and Diana are on my Monday show here for our Dragonlance, A Song of Lance and Fire. But you know, we can talk about that more as we get into what we're about to do. Because you know, hi Riddles.
What? I'm ready for today.
Yeah, you're live right now.
Really. After yesterday, I really have no gumption.
No, yeah, none left. Zero, zilch,
I know I'm live because it says 0 right there.
It does. Hey, sometimes I wait 10 seconds afterwards to get you. Sometimes I do it 2 minutes before.
Yeah. Good try there, buddy. Good try.
Oh, how you doing, bud?
I'm not bad. This whole like time shift thing that the rest of the world does throws me off, but you know, whatever.
I mean, I operate on 0 sleep, so I figured, look it. Yeah, that stuff is all in the live chat right now, Smurf Trooper. It is 2 shows that run in parallel, and they are running in the same storyline. The Monday group is working for the Capitol. The Tuesday group is working for the village that just had something bad happen, Vogler. And it is heavy metal and Game of Thrones meets Dragonlance. It is over the top. I can say that Allie's character last episode shot her organs out of her mouth as tendrils to grapple people. It's that kind of metal.
Out of the mouth. It's supposed to be out of the gut, but okay.
No. She reflavored it. All of that, you know how I am. All that stuff's reflavorable. But no, her spell is out of the mouth because it specifically says you can't cast because you can't talk. It's from Cobalt Press.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of the one from, it's a primal spell from Pathfinder 2e.
No, this is 5e. This
Gotcha.
is 5e. Well, reflavored 5e. Reflavored 5e. Okay. Hey, serving hands.
Coffee!
Coffee.
I need more coffee. Can you bring me more coffee, please?
I'm already drinking my coffee.
No, I had 2 cups and now I'm on to water, but I'd rather have more coffee right now.
Oh, God. Why are you not drinking more coffee, good sir?
Oh, well, you know.
Us.
Whole body thing and aging and stuff. You know, I'm supposed to be cutting back on things.
Not that. Serving hands, so you know there are new cards in case you missed it. We have combat cards now. At least that's what I call them. I don't know what Riddles called them.
I believe we have 6. Well, I call them battle cards.
Battle cards? Okay, fine. Whatever makes you happy.
I believe we have 6.
Combat cards, don't listen to him.
Somewhere.
So there's goblins, displacer beasts. Did you put Beholder in there? Please tell me you put Beholder.
I have not put Beholder in there yet, no.
We're not up to that. And it's D20 rolls, correct?
It is D20 rolls. So it's just like a regular attack from any of the D20 systems, of course, and like Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, it's so on and so forth. It's just a D20, and you roll to hit, and if you beat their AC, which is given to you on the card, if you beat their AC, you get an entry or more, depending on the bigger ones. Like the bigger ones give you more. If you have to, like, one of them's a dragon, it's a red dragon, you have to roll higher than an 18. So if you roll a 19 or a 20, you get 3 entries.
I could make a dungeon card that goes on screen, and we could say X monsters played and defeated does something for the prize entries. We could do something kind of fun with that.
We could do something fun with that. I know this was kind of a loose thing we talked about.
We're just testing all new stuff. That's all we do. We're always trying to find new fun ways to make cards do new fun shit. Let me just change this. I just realized I didn't change my background today. Riddles. Yeah, it's God, it's been a week, my friend. Not a negative week, just a week. What do I want today? You know what? We're gonna go cute today.
Okay.
We're gonna go cute. Ready for this is the most ridiculous.
Anything you do is ridiculous. So
that's not
fine.
true.
It is true. Don't lie.
Here we go. We're gonna go. We're going ultra cute. Maybe.
You sure? You sure you're going ultra cute on this? Because I'm not seeing the ultra cuteness.
Let me reboot it. I'm not saying ultra cute either.
Yeah. See there? See there?
I mean, that's
There's the,
hilarious.
fancy and stuff.
Should work. Well, I'll keep working on it. So Riddles,
Can you do that? You do that.
what are
Let
we?
me know that works out for you.
Shut up. What are we painting today, Riddles? And what are we doing today?
Okay, so you want to switch over to the big paint?
I sure
Tim?
can. I sure can. I can switch
We'll
over to the
talk
paint.
about some things over here. So let me know when you're ready.
I'm already there.
Okay. So this is the raffle stuff, guys. This is what you're working on winning right now. So if you're getting tickets, if you're buying tickets from Ko-Fi, if you're buying tickets from Etsy, if you're playing the cards in here, beating the monsters, whatever, these are the 3 items you're going after. This is the witch one, the warlock one.
I said
This one
Wizard's
is-
Portal, but sure, Warlock
Yeah.
Portal.
It could be, whatever suits your fancy, man. And it's just a nice solid screw on. These hold 2 sets of dice. You got that one. You got the mimic.
I think the fact that they hold 2 is hella cool, actually.
It
Like
is
for
kinda
me, I would set it on my desk for when I'm streaming because I usually use 2 sets of dice as a GM, and I can just have them sitting here. Right now, my dice are literally sitting on a handkerchief, so they don't roll around.
They're so awesome as stash boxes.
Hey, man,
Just
whatever.
saying.
Depending on what state you're in, why not?
It's legal. It's legal here. And along with the bundle, you get Slapshot. It's a whole bean coffee, so you do need a grinder for it. We talk about grinders almost every time we're on here, so you know.
You're right, Scott. Cute is Frank House's dump stat because sexy is my main stat.
What?
Yep. He said cute is Frank House's dump stat.
Okay, so that I can go with. I can say that's the dump stat. I have no problem. The sexy part, that's the questioning I have here. Like,
Hey, my previous
what?
professions and the money that I may say otherwise.
what we're doing today, though, I have 2 pieces from Elderwood that are part of the new Dungeon Journal line that they did.
Oh, cool. You got some in.
We painted these last week, and I've got 4 of them on my site.
Listen, not everyone saw last week. I'm acting like no one. Never mind.
Oh,
I'm fucking with you. Just fucking with you.
But yeah, this is the new launch. I think 5. I got 6 of them, so I painted 4 already. There's 7 total designs in there, and these were the 2 out of the 6 that I got. These are the 2 that were voted on for the most desired to see me paint. So we have the Moon Magic, which we've already gone through. We've done some silver inlay using acrylic paints and some very gentle sanding to get silver into the stars.
Okay.
And on this guy here, we did a black base and then a couple of coats of different grays. We did a dark warm gray and a neutral gray so far to kind of bring us to this point. And I think actually, yeah, that little light spots there. Yeah, then I know I definitely did a little bit of the light warm gray on top of it. So
Your mic sounds extra good today, by the way.
thank you. I've done some little movement with it, but
Yeah.
I haven't touched it like I did last week.
Touch it. Leave it alone.
I'm gonna touch it.
See? Cute.
Oh, that's where we are. That's where we are. I think everybody decided last week that we were going to do stone. Oh, that's what we were doing. This is all stone.
Yeah.
We decided that was what that was going to be. So now we got to work on the rest and kind of go from there. I forgot to reach out to Quentin to find out what the runes are.
Oh, because they're dwarven runes, right?
Well, yeah, they're probably dwarven, but dwarven is Norse. It's
Sure,
Elder Truth
sure,
art.
right.
So, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I got to reach out to them and find out about that. But hey, that's where we are. That's what we're painting today. We're working on this stuff. We have this week. We're off.
We're off next week. Yeah, I will be at Gary
And then the
Con.
week after that, we come back.
And that'll be
We
drawing
will
time.
Finish these. We will draw the winner for the other 3 pieces.
Yep.
And as these are finalized that week, they become the raffle for the following week or following month in April. So
let me write
that's where we
down.
are.
I got our sheet ready for today's Laughal participants. The StreamLoots cards are up above. For those who are also subscribers to the StreamLoots, you get the reactions on screen. But I sent out the last 3 months packs. I wanted to make sure the cards were working the way I wanted for Dragonlance. I sent those out, so make sure you check those. You probably got 2 gift packs if you're a sub on StreamLoots. I mentioned last week that I would do that. And then you also get an email for one as well, because it just automates that for me. So we don't do it for this show because there's prizes involved. That's why they're never for this show. With that said, what I would like to talk about, you can't talk about, and I want to talk about Mandalorian.
If you can talk about it without spoiling it, I'm fine. But I have not seen last night's episode yet, so that's
okay. I will. So no spoilers in the chat, everybody. I will. I could do without. Great, amazing fucking opening, right? But just like when I watched Fett, and it turned into the Mandalorian show, yesterday was a similar action where it was a great Mando episode. Then it turned into two people that the acting was just off, like off. And then it ended on a solid note. But and I felt like it was a longer episode. I'll have to actually look at the time, but that middle section dragged ass. And it was painful, even though I know who they are. Do you remember watching the Clone Wars series? The animated one? And anytime you had the two droids and Padme, those episodes were fucking horrible. Like, they felt like filler content. Like, sometimes they had some good stuff in it. Then you'd add Jar Jar and it would get even worse. Like, it felt like filler piece. This middle just seemed like someone got sick and they brought in a new person to direct and write. And then they brought him back for the end of the episode. It was fucking weird. Anyone who watched it, did anyone else feel that way without spoilers? Did last night's episode feel weird to you? Serving Hands may have watched. I don't know if Scott's watching Star Wars. Scott says, what's a stash box?
Yeah.
Right, Scott. I believe you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, sure.
Uh-huh, sure. Sure. Yeah. Bullshit.
I pull something in my throat there.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's true. I took 2 semesters of Dwarven in high school. Huh. That's amazing, Cole. Do they teach you how to craft weapons and armor? That would be really cool. So I'm super excited. I got a busy week up all the way through the time I leave next week. Cobalt Press has been hella busy.
Nice.
Yeah, good and busy, but good but busy. Because of Project Black Flag and us prepping, because we already announced that in end of May is our tentative, I shouldn't say tentative, pretty hard date for the Kickstarter for Project Black Flag. Okay. But on top of that, this is the first time the company has done something similar to Paizo, which is like open playtest. And I forget how exactly the open playtest went for Paizo, but what I have not forgotten is how bad people are at giving constructive criticism and how much it just needy pricks people are.
They like to give feedback that makes them sound
another
important.
Yoda.
Like they caught something that the makers didn't catch, and
so we are fine with that stuff.
Such minute BS.
No. This is the high end level of people who. Well, obviously, when you're doing playtesting, you need to know the audience you're aiming at, right? Like, this is what we're building. We're building this system for people who still want 5e. And what people don't understand about when 1D&D comes out, because I can't talk about this stuff on Cobalt Chat. I won't slander. But when 1D&D comes out, which is around the corner, they've already said they will not print any more 5e core rulebooks. They're gone.
I'm not surprised.
Right, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. You want people to buy and play your new system. Like, I don't think Pathfinder makes new PF1s. But on top of that, the SRD is not as robust as everyone thinks it is. There's a lot of things that are cut out of there. Like, there's only X amount of classes that can actually be used. There's only, I think it's 2 feats in the SRD. There's a lot that can't be done. And it's an old system. We've learned a lot about how that system works. It'd be like if we were still operating on Windows Vista. Nobody wants that shit. We're on Windows still, but we ain't on Vista anymore. So it's been updated, and that's what we're doing, is making updated system. People believe that we should be doing a 180 and making our own system. Why would we turn and make our own system when our audience is 5e?
Yeah, I mean, well, and that's I enjoy the fact of making a new system. I do enjoy some of the companies that are doing that.
But we aren't.
Because
why would we do that though? As Cobalt,
right? But I can totally understand and appreciate that there are a lot of people out there who are sticking with 5e because they've invested so much time. And
we're the
money in
edge.
it.
We're the edge case, Riddles. Like,
Yeah.
I'm running 5e right now, but I've highly modified it. I'm using TPK Games monsters with recovery hit dice rules. I have wounds in my. Something horrible happened to a major NPC in the last episode, and we've had people lose body parts in our show because I'm using a wound system. On top of the wound system, I brought in political assassination attempts, so it feels like Game of Thrones. Like if you go first in combat. Or I should take that back. If you are in a political intrigue moment and you decide this person needs to be taken out and you go first, you get sneak attack like a rogue. And if you're a rogue, you get that sneak attack and your normal sneak attack to take people out. Because I want those political moments to, feel like Game of Thrones. I want Red Wedding moments. I run 5e for that reason. But my personal favorite system is Blades in the Dark. Forge in the Dark is by far one of my favorite systems of all time.
I love the system from you know what I'm gonna say, Aliens.
Oh yeah, of course. Year Zero is great. Yeah.
Have you seen what they got now? Oh, I can't wait for this one.
Walking Dead.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in my. I already have the playtest. It's in my box.
Because I want to know how I know they're retreating the stress mechanic to work.
Oh, like what's the new add-on?
Yeah, how did they tweak it to work? Because I know there's a threat meter.
There is.
The zombies.
There is.
And that, yeah. So
how they're treating infection is super cool.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've already put my money down on the Kickstarter because I want to read the rules because I've already got a modification of the stress system for Pathfinder 1. I'm having to make some adjustments to make the stress system work for Pathfinder 2 for my game that I'm starting next month.
Stress is weird though. Like, are you running a horror game? Is that why you're using the stress system? Oh, because you're doing your undead one. That's right.
I'm doing my undead one. The Forsaken Realms is what I'm calling it. And it uses this. This is the design I did for the.
I mean, a system for stress. Oh, that's awesome. The system stress would be easy. I think on a failure it goes up by 1. On a critical failure it goes up on 2, because that's how all of their, I call it mini games, but their subsystems, like their victory point systems. Basically, a critical failure is 2, a failure is 1, like negative, and then a success is 1, and a critical success is 2. I would just treat a threat level the same way and put it on a scale of 1 to whatever, depending on how quickly you want that threat to kick in.
Wait, how does that threat level apply in the game? Like, other than just being
so when you hit thresholds, just like the victory point conditions, there's thresholds based. Usually it's 4, 8, 12, but it could be 2, 4, 6. It could be 5, 10, 15, depending on how much you want to ramp up. If everybody's stuff's pooling in, or if everybody has their own at the bottom, you'll have to determine how quickly you want the penalty to kick in. And what I would do personally is when your threat level goes up to a certain amount, let's say at 5, it goes up to 5, you're at a -2 to all your saves and rolls. And maybe when you go to the next threat level, like if the first one's 5 points and the next one's 10, all of your successes downgrade 1. Critical becomes success becomes failure becomes critical failure, until you do something with it. If you don't want it to be based on if you're successful or not, you could add conditions to people instead, because conditions have levels of 1 to 4.
Yeah.
And you could put a fear condition in where it's like fear, paralyzed, whatever it is you want to do. You just have to determine what is triggered when that meter fills. That's all you got to do.
Right.
But
I
I
was
would get victory points.
You brought up one thing that really impacted part of what I was doing with the stress system.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started playing with the stress system in a fantasy setting, one of the things I had to contend with were certain races, classes, or backgrounds gave people a bonus or an immunity to fear. And because stress is basically a fear mechanic,
Yep.
I had to make adjustments to accommodate for those kind of
Yeah, because people become immune to fear and things like that in the game.
Right.
So
if they become immune to fear, then that means they become immune to stress.
here's what I have learned in game design. Anytime you say something is not common, something is not seen, or there is a new rule, every player inevitably will do it on purpose or on accident to find a way to overcome it.
Yep, no, I know.
And the mechanic has to be baked in a way to where maybe it's not just a penalty, because that's what makes the stress system in Alien so good. As you stress out, you technically get better at shit until there's a blowout.
You technically get better and better, or you increase your odds of success.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily get better. You increase your odds of success with each amount of stress that you take on, but that increase in your success also increases your chance of freaking the fuck out.
You know what you could do? This is I think how I would do it. I would say that I would put 3 categories of fear into it, like whatever your threat level is, however you want to do that. And that's the only way you get hero points. As you go up, you get a hero point because that allows you to be more successful. So instead of your hero points being 3 per session, it's locked onto 3 cap that you can carry. And as you fail or have fearful moments and stress out,
I really don't use hero points though, so that's kind of that's
if you're running Pathfinder 2e, you absolutely must use hero points or the game will not work.
Oh, it works.
I know it sounds like it does, but in the back end mechanics, it does not work. People will fail way too often. Because the whole system is at a +2, -2 across the board. It is a very tight mechanical system right now.
Oh, I understand that. I'm playing in a 2e game right now.
I just did it for 3 years.
This many hero points.
Why?
Zero.
I'm asking
I've never
you
had a
why.
need to.
What do you mean? It's a reroll. Why would you not want to use it?
It never made sense.
So you just sound like somebody who doesn't like inspiration and rerolls in a game, period, is what I'm hearing.
No, I do. Dude, I carry them in my pocket.
You carry hero points in your pocket? You have the coins in your pocket? So why don't you use them?
Right there.
But why don't you use them then? Do you forget about them?
The way that I just don't have a need for them. There are other ways to creatively do that because rerolls are almost always every game lost. People forget they have them. So there are ways to circumvent that in your D&D style or your DMing style or game mastering style to where it's not on them to worry about.
I've not ran into anything that you're just saying, except for when I'm running Cypher system and people use experience points by hoarding them to level up, because experience points in Cypher are made to reroll. Hold on, just follow along for a minute. It's the same thing you're doing where you're not using the hero points. You're just not using them for anything. People were doing the same thing because all people thought they did was rerolls. If you made your hero points do things other than reroll, people would use them.
Right.
So still, I'm saying a lot the hero point, just give the hero points extra things they can do instead of a reroll then. You know what I mean? Like maybe make them do recharge a class ability, get a spell back. I don't know what that is. I can't read it.
That is the Pathfinder 2 hero point deck. It allows you to use hero points in a very different
that would be a good idea. Maybe you could use that for your stress mechanic.
Let me finish writing the mechanic first before you start trying to tell me how to write it.
I'm not. I'm saying maybe those cards could use for that. I've never seen them before.
Yeah. But
I like hero points too cold.
The problem with like the pre-made stuff like this for what I'm doing, it doesn't fit into the setting. There's a lot of stuff
cards don't you mean, or you mean hero points?
There's a lot of card actions because like imagine The Walking Dead, but with all of the different undead types that Pathfinder has.
You'd have to make custom ones. Yeah, I would just use them as an archetype.
So the undead is your main opponent through all this. It's not like other living creatures.
That means you got to get rid of like positive energy. You have to like get rid of turning to a point.
A lot of stuff I've done, and you can question me, but yes, I'm well aware of that.
No, I'm just thinking out loud. I'm not questioning you. I'm just thinking design out loud. Like, because anytime you have like a core, like I had the same thing in Magic and Monsters where people turn into monsters. slowly. Like the magic bounces back and it morphs you into them, and people just found ways to get around it.
There's a piece in the setting, and it's very specific to the storyline. It's actually multiple pieces, but it does have those kind of impacts where you can't planar travel.
I have that one in mind, yeah.
Yeah, you can't planar travel, which also means no bags of holding, no pocket universes.
Because the magic doesn't exist in the setting, or is it gone? Or
no holes. All the haversacks are basically just sacks now. Rope trick doesn't work because you can't create an interdimensional space.
There just isn't interdimensional spaces that they know of.
There is. There used to be, but the access is blocked.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So does that mean all the bag of holdings exploded?
Because of that, it impacts things like clerics and paladins. Anybody that relies on magic coming from a divine source. So divine magic is hampered.
So did you find have people made characters yet?
No.
Okay. Because I'm wondering how the players are going to make characters. Because when I do stuff like that and like do big setting change pieces,
I have a list of classes that you can't play and a list of races that have been almost eradicated.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you got to have a checklist to make it feel like a setting. I'm saying I find that they try to find loopholes, or they just, if I can't do that, I'm only going to play X because it's the only thing that works in this setting. Shit like that.
No, there's plenty of things that work in this setting and plenty of things that I'm opening up, but there's also a lot of things I'm changing. And it's Pathfinder 2e based, but that's why I like I started this before they announced the Walking Dead game.
Yeah.
And as soon as they announced it, I saw the announcement. I'm like, oh, God, I want to take some of that mechanic and see if I can apply it to what I'm doing with this.
What is the core mechanic that you need your setting to do? Is it the stress, fear kind of thing that you're trying to add?
No, that's it. It's not a core mechanic. It's just a side mechanic.
Well, I would say in Aliens, it's a core, right?
Oh, in Aliens, it's definitely a core.
Are you trying to implement something like that and make it core?
I don't know if I want to make it core. I don't know if I want to make it focused, because for the way this would work is like when they do get into the towns where there are still life going on.
Sure.
It's not like dark and gloomy. It's not like it's been taken over by a dark, it's just part of the mechanic that works for this is the blocks that I put in, the towers that I put in that block your communication to extraplanar things.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that means tieflings are also kind of like a no thing. They don't exist.
Or like hella rare. There's like 2 of them kind of thing.
Right.
So every player will try to play one.
Right. But to that point, it also, because it blocks this access, it means that everything that dies, their spirits cannot go on to whatever their religion's holy land or even hell is.
Whatever their purgatory or afterlife is. Yeah, that's how Athontia is like that.
All these spirits are building up as people die.
Yep.
And they are becoming all these different types of undead, depending on how they died or where they died, so on and so forth. You know how the game works. So that's where the mechanic is. So you have these safe spots where people have actually, built up fortifications to protect themselves, but at the same time, it's the travel in between those spots where the stress would really be the main component. But you still have your other role play components when you run into this town or that town as you're trying to get to your destinations for your different objectives.
I'm just trying to think what is the reason for adding the stress mechanic? I guess I'll start there. Why are you wanting to add stress? Just because you like it in Aliens, or do you think it's needed for a horror set piece?
I think it helps with a horror set piece by giving them a slightly different mechanic to interact with or play with. It kind of gives them something. It makes it a different game or a newer game for them, for players, especially players that have played 2E, for a bit now.
Right.
Because you're talking. It's what, 3 years now, right?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, three.
Crazy to think about. It.
4 years now, actually.
I don't know, because I think my buddy got his limited edition.
Maybe I'm thinking beta. 4 years since beta.
So, I think it's just a fun way to drive characters by using stress, and it gives them something to play off of. It's not just because normally a character doesn't get stressed until it's nighttime and they're on watch, you know. But
Yeah,
this is,
I mean,
you could run into anything at any point.
I think the Walking Dead mechanic from the little bit that I've looked at it may work. I think the stress mechanic from Aliens it is different than that mechanic, by the way. Just what it does is different. Because in Aliens, and Scott, you're here, you can correct me if I'm wrong, and I know you play a lot as well, Riddles. You gain your stress dice, and then as you roll stress, those can become extra successes. And it's a table you roll on, right? If you roll more face huggers than you do successes, correct? Isn't that the...
No. If you roll one face hugger, that's automatically a panic roll.
That's what it is.
And that's when you roll on your chart. And the chart works where you roll 1d6 and you add the number of stress that you have.
The amount, because the stress, as it increases, your chance of getting worse things increases.
Right, exactly. Because like 1 through 6 is a no-brainer. It's you automatically keep your shit together.
Yeah,
it's basically what it says. So on if you have 1 point of stress and you roll panic, you do get a panic, and you have to roll the d6 again. The only time it's going to be a negative impact for you is if you roll a 6, because that now makes it a 7. You have 6 plus your stress level.
Yep. So you could do that.
Yeah, and that's a very minor impact.
Yeah, it doesn't get bad until you get like 4 or 5, right? When you have 4 or 5 stress.
So yeah, I mean, it's
because isn't it 10 up is when it really gets bad, or is it 9 up it gets really bad?
Yeah, 9 up it gets really bad, and there are
there's like catatonic or something like that too.
The critical damage chart, there are, I think, 5 that are instant kills. So
that's right, there is. I don't know. I think I would look at their subsystems. If you haven't looked at the PF2 GM book, they have a whole bunch of and the advanced guide have really good victory point condition stuff, because they have it for researching, which by the way I love the research mechanic for PF2. Super fun for that set piece. And then they have it for dueling. They have it for jousting now, I think, as well. Magic duels. They have it. I have one for ship combat, for like cinematic ship combat. Serving hands is coming with cards. I would look at that. I think that maybe that system might be a good way to build it into Pathfinder, because it's already a system that's there, and instead of building a new one, you're just building your version of that subsystem. Subsystem, that's the term I was looking for. Oh god, this card. We haven't seen this in a while.
Forget about that one? The Game Master's Guide?
No, I think it's in the second player's book, I think. Hold on.
The Advanced Player's Book?
Yeah, I'm looking here.
That one's in the living room, because I'm researching that one right now. I just finished Book of the Dead, and I am taking stuff out of Book of the Dead was great. It was such a great piece for me. And
it
that
changed the Thontia for me, for sure. It was all the stuff I was looking for.
Yeah, it's such a great resource. If you have not gotten Book of the Dead from Paizo, even just their points on ghosts, ghouls, liches.
Yep.
What was the other big one they did a big excerpt in, 2-page like excerpt? I know they did vampires.
Vampires had a lot too.
They did a big excerpt, and they've got all these adjustments you can do for your basic undead as well. It's just there's something special with what they did with that book, in my opinion. I love it. I think it's something that anybody as a DM should probably get a hold of.
I mean, I run my setting is soul punk Victorian horror. So like my world has no purgatory. It is gone and shattered and locked within these lanterns. So like I feel the undead thing. I use it for a lot of stuff. I have the biggest thing I made was mechanics for fettering ghost and binding ghost. That was my big mechanic I had to design.
I think it's so fun being able to do that. I don't know. I've seen plenty of post-apocalyptic games that way. Mm-hmm. I've seen plenty of other games take on, the zombie apocalypse or zombie rules, so on and so forth. I have not seen one that was kind of like what I wanted, which was that basically crossing Conan with zombies.
Yeah.
In a way, where magic is rare, but even magic items are rare. It's just a whole little confab thing,
Scott, how do they change it for Blade Runner? I haven't ran enough of it to know that. And while it's going on, I'm going to read our first card.
We also have the miniature paint too. So
this is an oldie. Well, I know it's serious when you brought pliers out. Is that for paint thinner?
Not thinner. My
Or linseed?
no, tongue oil. I'm at the very end of this one, and it keeps the lid keeps seizing up on me, so I keep the channel locks nearby.
Can you order that stuff? For a long time, a lot of the stuff you use for oil painting and shit like that, you could not order on Amazon. Can you order your turpentine and your linseed and stuff like that on Amazon now? Do you know? Or do you still have to Home Depot that?
Good question. I have not personally tried, so I don't have an answer to that.
I was trying to buy it in bulk when I was doing stripping, and I couldn't buy it in bulk. They were like, no. I was like, I'm not building a bomb out of fucking paint thinner. Or any drug. I can't think of a drug that would use paint thinner. Drano, sure, but a paint thinner drug?
You can. I love the difference in wood when you oil it.
It's like wetting tile.
You can see how that wood is just soaking up the oil and brightening up and bringing that life back.
Is it more than one coat for it?
For oil, no. Typically, I only do one, or depending on how much I've roughed up that wood.
Gotcha.
But typically, I'm only doing one because I'm not taking typically too much off when I sand. It's a very light process, or at least in here. Like this one was a very light sand. There's some sanding I do where it's a little heavier, and I use an orbital sander for that. So,
are you ready for this one? This is time dependent. Your father was a powerful Jedi, Luke. Before he died, he left you something very precious, an unavoidable stress mechanic because he was an ass.
Hell yeah!
It works in Aliens because it's a bonus. It's a gamble. Yeah. Anytime it's just a penalty, that shit doesn't work.
Nope, and they will have the bonus. The bonus is in my mechanic. It's already there. So, in fact, I mean, this was my original scratch sheet for the stress mechanic, and it was my the group I was playing with in Rhode Island before we moved out here.
You guys were playing PF2 out there too?
What's that?
You were playing PF2 out there as well?
No, PF1. That's where I wrote the rules, was for PF1. And the group I was playing with let me do a little one shot that was kind of crazy, but it worked. And but it was all PF1, and it really kind of gave me a better idea of how this would play out in a game.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, Scott, that's awesome.
What, Scott? What?
I asked him how the Blade Runner one works because I couldn't remember. And so the one thing I think that Free League does smashingly well is they make sure their mechanic. So they pick an IP, right? And then they build mechanics to reflect that IP. And I'm a firm believer that while I could run anything in, let's say, 5e mechanics, really what makes a game shine to me is when the mechanics help enforce the intellectual property, whatever it may be.
Right.
So for Blade Runner, it is characters have a resolve score. When their stress equals or is higher than their resolve, then they roll on the stress table. So instead of it being a buildup of bonuses, it is a how much can I take before I break, which makes sense for Blade Runner.
Especially when you have replicants in there, and replicants have a separate mechanic, or they have a separate roll chart from humans.
He said it's a separate too for replicants. I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yep. So, because I'm playing a replicant detective. And
replicants are known too, right? In Blade Runner, in this version of it, if I remember correctly, everyone knows when someone's a replicant in this.
By this time in the system, yes. When the Nexus 9 is released, and everything with the Nexus 9, it becomes a thing where they make it a public realization, or public announcement. You know,
that's what I thought.
Yeah, they don't hide them anymore.
So here's a question then for running Blade Runner. Normally, Blade Runner is about hunting down replicants as they hide in public, right? Like you use your machines, and I know those machines still exist in the game, and I'm assuming you're going after rogue older models or maybe new models, but what is the point of the game now then?
In this one, we are part of the police force. We're detectives. My character specifically came up from the CSI side. Mm-hmm. And started in the lab and just graduated to becoming an in the field detective. So this is like I'm playing. If you've watched Split Second,
I have.
I'm playing my character like Dirk. The nerdy sidekick kind of guy who's into, all the geeky stuff, but has like very little real world face-to-face experience.
So right. But like that's not what I'm asking though.
And we're chasing down. We had 2 detectives that kind of got caught in some kind of weird thing. Both of them were replicants. One of them is no longer alive, and the other one is on the run. And we're trying to find this detective replicant that is not reporting in.
Sure.
And that has run away from a scene. And so we're trying to find her and where she's going. And it's got all these nice little rabbit holes.
Are you guys playing the box set? Is that what you guys are doing for the adventure right now?
I don't think it's the box set. I think it's what's in the core book.
Oh, okay.
Is the one that he's running. I think it's the one that's in the core book. So there's these little mental rabbit holes you get down that, there's a lot of different, and as he puts it, like with every photo he gives us in the game, there's something in every photo, and it's more than one thing. And
that's the box. That's the box set. Then I played part of that with Kelly.
Okay, so
it's pretty cool.
But
but again though, so I guess back to what I'm asking though, and Scott, you again mentioned that you're hunting down a Nexus 9, right?
Yeah.
My thing is if everyone knows that people are Nexus 9s, how do they know? Is it a visual? Is it a report? Is it their ID card? Like, how do people know who are replicants now and not?
We don't hide it, but we also don't advertise it. There's
nothing looking at them that it's obvious. There's no like lines on the face or anything like that. Okay.
Right.
So there's still the mystery of, is this person a replicant?
Right.
That's what I was wondering.
Which we've had to run tests on people during game before just to make sure.
That's what I wanted to know. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So the people who work for the group though, everyone in your team knows you're a replicant. Because you are working for like the equivalent to a government facility, right?
Right.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Cool. I was wondering how that worked because in the latest Blade Runner movie, he would go do his baseline in his car, basically to make sure he was good and baseline him. I didn't know if the new 9 still had to do baselines and shit.
I don't. Not that. I mean, they haven't.
Or not a mechanic for it, I should say.
So if there's a mechanic for it, we just haven't used it yet, or it hasn't come up.
Huh?
Because we're only on day 2. So
I think the best thing in that game that when I played the short one at Gamehole, and I think I talked about this before, I love the new chase mechanic cards. Have you guys done a chase yet?
Chase? I don't. No, we have done a chase.
Dude, so good.
It's not really. We tailed. We haven't really done a chase. We've done a tail. So I don't think we've used the new chase mechanic yet.
The left eye serial number is still there. When you go to scan them, you mean, Scott?
Yeah.
I was. That's cool that they kept it because I think that's like 90% of the fun of hunting down is it a replicant or not. I just didn't know, since they work with the facility and everybody knows. I'm assuming that because I looked at the book when I was trying to learn it before I played the playtest. And I couldn't find anywhere where it was like, hey, yeah, you are X and everyone knows who works with you, but the public may not know. I couldn't find anything in the book that said that. I was assuming that's what it had to be. Otherwise, it loses half of that noir kind of feel and mystery to it.
Yeah, no, you definitely want that creepy feel in there still.
Yeah. And the books are gorgeous.
Oh, God, yes.
So Gary Con's next week. Serving Hands is coming out for it.
Nice.
Yeah, and then Kelly and I are going. I think Amir is coming as well. About Trickster in chat when you see him, and
gotcha.
we all are in our little Discord chat going. So did anyone sign up for games? Oh, and Craig is coming out, which is awesome. Craig is a Patreon supporter for me, and plays in my private PF2 game. But
nice.
I haven't seen that motherfucker since like 2000. No, longer. 98, I think. 98, 99. It's been a long time. And he randomly found me along with another really good friend of mine from growing up. So he's flying out. I think this is like one of his first tabletop conventions, maybe ever. But I'm so busy during this con. It's like, Craig, I know you're coming out to say hi and we can hang and stuff, but I'm swamped. Like, you'll be hanging with Amir and Kelly and all the rest of the crew, but like you'll see me every day, but like I won't be playing every game. I am now on 2 panels, 2 live actual plays, and then that's not including all the networking I'm doing while I'm there. So
Oh, nice.
I love that stuff. I mean, that's why I go to cons. I actually, I don't know about you, I don't actually sign up for games very often.
No, I've never done a game at a con.
I mean, I have, but it's not often.
Yeah, it's not that I don't want to. Honestly, up until this point, you know, like with me going to Gen Con this year, every time I've gone to a con in the past bit has been, you know, I'm working for someone.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm never
has not
working.
been so being able to like really truly enjoy the convention has not been an option for me.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I'm kind of excited that I'm going on my own with this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that I can like talk to who I want to as long as I want to, wherever I want to, and not have to worry about, you know, oh, I need to get back to the thing because I'm only on my lunch break.
You know what's hella fucked up? So okay, ready? So Gary Con is next week, right? PAX East is also next week. And Adepticon is also next week.
Oh, geez.
All the same weekend. And then there's I think C2E2 also might be next weekend. So the people I usually see at Gary Con, 2 of my faves, they run Geeks A Go-Go, Monica and Bill. They're not going to be at Gary Con.
Because they'll be at PAX East.
No, because she's working at Adepticon for the people who do Frosthaven. She's a professional cosplayer.
Gotcha.
So she's going to be there. So I'm not going to see them, which sucks because we only see each other at cons, even though we only live like an hour apart. Just our schedules are so fucking crazy. So I'm not going to see them, which sucks. And a lot of my friends are going to Adepticon instead because that's like the big miniature game convention, right? We have plenty of RPG ones. It's like, well, fuck me. So I'm not going to see half of them. So
I think in the state within the states, I think the only other one that competes with Adepticon is the Las Vegas Open, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's some, size-wise, yeah, probably. Because Adepticon's basically 40K started it, but now it's everybody, like every miniature.
Well, that's what the Las Vegas Open is primarily 40K.
Yes, it's actually, I think the Las Vegas Open is only 40K.
It could be.
So this has got everything. What does the ring hand say? I got to play Mork Borg for the first time at GaryCon last year. Yes, you did. I didn't get to. You got into a pickup game, and you were a bone collector, which is fucked up.
I want that game so bad, and I just have. Right now, the only way I can get it is ordering it online, and I just haven't, you know.
I'm tempted to bring. I haven't decided this. So, Corpse Talk, whenever that starts for me, is my talk show using Mork Borg. I was originally going to use, what the heck is it called? Dark Souls, and I finally got that version. But it took them so long because the reprint. Now I think I'm just going to do Mork Borg. Because it's an easier system and you can randomly generate a character in just a few moments. So I'm thinking about bringing my camera, the map, and running Mork Borg live for interviews at GaryCon.
That could be fun, dude.
I have a good setup to do it. I could bring my Surface. I would probably be an audio cast for it. I think.
Would it be something that you set up in your room or what?
No, the whole thing fits in my backpack. I can literally open my backpack and pop the tripod out and record it anywhere.
That's cool.
So I'm tempted to do that. I kind of want to because there's so many cool people there and do like 30-minute one room out of a dungeon Mork Borg games because Corpse Talk's going to be Mork Borg. But every time I say I'm going to go do this stuff at a con, and I bring all the shit to do it, and I take a week of my time to set it all up and get ready to go, I get there and I never do it because I get stuck doing 1,000 other fucking things. And sound is a problem too, because if it's too loud, it's really hard to record.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I want to build a pop-up sound booth is what I want to do, where I can put it in a hallway with a sign that says Corpse Talk, come get interviewed. Because people would just walk in.
Yep.
But then I have to go through all the data and decide if I like what's there and edit it down and all that shit. So I want to do it. I really do. I was going to interview Jason Bowman this week, but we just couldn't line up timing. His Kickstarter for Hope Finder ended yesterday. Speaking of Pathfinder 2E zombie games, that game is phenomenal.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good. I ran it at EFPCon at my house in January. Actually, Katie got to play. Serving Hands got to play. And it was...
I think I've heard this before, though.
Oh, dude. It's his hack of Pathfinder 2. The Kickstarter's up and running. You can go download the full PDFs right now from Drive-Thru-RPG. He just did it for a print copy. I ended last night. I did a review of it as well on Twitch. I'm going to put it over to YouTube now and put it up so people can see it.
Is there a...
Oh, God. It's awesome.
I'm sure I'm not the only person in the chat with this question, but if I like it, is there a late option or no?
I don't know. I asked him that because I want to interview. We still want to do the interview. We just couldn't line it up. I think he's going to do something where people will carry the book and get it printed. You can get the PDFs now, though. 100%. Like, you can just go to Drive-Thru and pick them up. And, you jumped in afterwards, yeah. So, the mechanic is really cool. In the simple fact of this, it is a modern set piece. It is a zombie set piece. You are playing Pathfinder 2e characters with some new talents to boot. But when you make your character, you don't have a shit ton of like feats and abilities and stuff like that. And instead of getting experience to unlock your levels, you recall flashbacks and memories, and those unlock your talents, your backgrounds, and things like that.
Dude, that's exactly what I'm doing in my system.
Right.
But the wake up, so it's the mechanic, what I put in place is that, so what started all this was basically what I described last week, where the bad guys won, right? Mm-hmm. So, but during their rise to power, they defeated all these other little hero groups that were around the realm. Well, this one particular individual, and I'm not going to reveal like any of the kinks behind it or like little things about this individual, but there's an individual who has spent what life they have hunting down the artifacts left from those heroes. And whichever artifacts they find, they reawaken what they call the spark in that item, which is actually a part of the hero that died using it. And so each character at first level, when they're brought to, they're summoned to this thing, if they decide to respond to the summons, they're going to get to go into this room that has all these artifacts. And whatever artifact they pick is basically their level up device. They will continue get. So it's a milestone concept.
Yep. His is too. I mean, I think you kind of
exactly that though. They get they level up when they have these flashback experiences, and the flashbacks are of them in their former life through the shard.
So in this one, you can do. There's the first flashback. You have to do the first flashback.
Okay.
And once you do that one, then you can pick the other ones in any order you want. And each flashback is something specific. Like, before this happened, what was going on, the horrible moment that you had. There's these different moments you have to live in. You can pick when they are, and you unlock the feat or skill or the thing that comes with it. There's obviously rules around what's locked under each one of them.
Okay.
Once you do that, every one of them has a memento. And when you die, and I say when because it's going to fucking happen, when they get your backpack, like when you die and they grab your gear, at the bottom of your backpack are all these mementos from each one of those memories. And you get like your flashback of like your character's life that you get like, 5 minutes in game to explain the mementos and what they are before when they find your backpack and you're dead.
Gotcha.
Which is cool because, like, if it's like, for example, a Twinkie, if we look at like, some of the movies that have had that kind of stuff in it, and you've only eaten half of it and you're saving the other half for whenever you find your significant other that was separated from you when the medical teams took them away, and you had to stay behind, like that kind of shit, and that was like half a Twinkie that was left, and you have it wrapped for when you find them again. Like, those are the moments that you kind of summarize when you die, and then all your gear's in it. It is fucking great. The gunfire and the mechanics for it are really good, but it is brutal. And it's called Hope Finder because instead of hero points, you have hope. And this is the savageness. When you get sick, when you get infected, you, one, are not allowed to tell anybody.
Okay.
It's just a house rule. Because if you tell anybody, they're going to kill you. You're like, there's no reason that you would tell anyone anyway. But players always like to say, oh, I have it, let's find a cure. Well, the answer is there's not one, so deal with it. You either fight it off naturally or you don't, because it's modern. There's meds, but there's no magic, right?
Right.
So when you get it, every stage that you go up, you cannot, you lose hope and you can't gain hope, which means you lose your hero points, which is what you are probably using to make your saving throws to fight off the infection.
Wow.
When you fully get it and you turn, there's just a random roll for how many days or hours it happens, and you do not tell the player. So when they turn, it could be in the middle of a combat scene. It could be in the middle of camping that night. It could be anything. There's just an hour timer when you get to stage 3 that it just goes.
That happened in my last Alien game.
Oh, yeah, because Aliens is very similar, yeah.
Yeah, because, and what was funny is, like, it was not planned, but yeah, that one event wiped out the whole team because nobody saw it coming. And when she shifted, she just like started annihilating everybody.
It happened to Katie's character, actually. She shifted. So I ran it as a solar punk setting where it's like 20 years in the future, buildings are falling apart. Everything's kind of held together because buildings really wouldn't last that long unless we have maintenance. They're held together. The forests have grown back in, so it's like this bright green, vibrant style. They're floral-based zombies where during the daytime hours, they absorb light, and at night, they go out and hunt.
Okay.
And so if you disturb them during the day, you could wake them, but you can move around them during the day pretty easily. They're just kind of like staring at the sun. And they build nests that they hide in, like these twigged like nests and stuff like that, which are like root structures. They're not fungus. They're not infected like Last of Us. And she had the hive one where you are also a colony for bees. And they build their honeycomb hive inside of you. And when they come out of you, they also carry the infection. And she was trying to help him, and she turned in the middle of it and she did not turn until they got back to safety. So when she died, all the bees got let loose inside the compound. It was horrible. And the damage is really over the top. How gunfire works is super cool. He nailed it. And I think it's level 1, it's 1 to 6 or 1 to 7. And it kind of caps, and you can get advanced feats after that. But dude, I gotta be honest, man. Like, I know he designed PF1 and he was part of the major team for the design for PF2, but this piece is awesome. I don't think it got enough recognition because he was a one-man team trying to,
Yeah, because I didn't hear about it. So I mean,
yeah, ended last night. And I want one of the leather-bound books, and I didn't back it. I missed it. I thought it ended this weekend, but it did not. It ended recently.
I want to look at this thing.
Here, I'll pull a Pope Finder on screen for everybody. And I did a review. Some people who were in chat were here for it when I did it. But it was super fun. Super fun. Hey, here it is.
Jason Bowman?
Yep, Jason Bowman. Just put in Hope Finder, one word.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, he did 24,000 on it, 694 backers. It deserves to be more than that. It's just super cool.
Oh, he's out of Seattle too.
Yeah. Almost everyone for Paizo is out of Seattle. What's up, Mallory? How you doing?
I would definitely be down for this. Damn it!
It was a killer game. I was hella impressed with it. Let me see if I can get it to pull up on screen for everybody here.
If you, how do I reach out to him? Because I would definitely be down to like
ping him on Discord, or not Discord, but on Twitter. That's his most active place I have found.
I wonder if he's on my list already on Twitter.
That would be what I said.
Sorry. Jason Bullman. See if I can find him on Twitter.
You should be able to. So for those who are just joining us, this is the month's LAUGHAL. It's these two boxes here. They hold 2 dice sets along with a Nougaty Goodness Coffee from Smuggler's Coffee. We love that team. So get your Laughal in, play your cards. If you can make Riddles laugh, you get an entry. We have combat cards that have been added as well, where you can possibly get more than one entry if you roll well enough. You can find your stuff here if you do exclamation point Streamloot cards. Boop, there you go. Let me pull this up on screen for everybody else. That should work.
I close that down so I can just keep space open. So I don't know if you guys, how well you can see it. I might have to like bring the camera down, I think, because these pieces are kind of small. But I just finished the planet piece in the middle.
Okay.
So I've got that. Or the globe in the center there is all done.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
A nice little gradient effect to it. I'm kind of happy with it. Going. All right, we're good there. Shut that down. Go away. All right,
Reset
I'm back.
this.
I'm kind of thinking on this one, and maybe chat can chime in, or I'd like chat to chime in if possible. So like all this like filigree of the compass itself, the compass rose. I don't want to do silver because silver is going to blend into this stone background too much. You're going to lose.
I do gold.
Well, do we do gold or we do something like a bronze?
Oh, you could do like an antique bronze, or you could do a patina bronze, so it has some of that extra like patina green in it.
That's what I'm kind of thinking.
Patinas are super easy to add.
I've got some really good greens for that kind of effect. No, what do you guys in chat think? Should we go gold or should we go like a copper or a bronze? Gold, copper, or bronze? That's the three choices I'm given.
I would do bronze. We can do a poll.
I have a rich gold, which is actually really nice. I have a really good copper.
Hold on here. I'll pull up a poll. I'll put a poll because we can do polls in YouTube.
Oh, we're pole dancing? What?
I did that, but I didn't like it. I prefer doing private parties. Let's see here.
So while that's going on, and like I said, we got to paint our mimic too. This is for those of you that weren't here last week, the mimic is our...
Is this the color of the compass? Is that what you're wanting to do?
Yeah.
Compass color. So you want bronze, gold, or what else?
Copper.
Gold or copper.
Personally, right. I really like the idea of copper with a patina, but that's just me.
Polls up.
Yes, last week, if you guys weren't here, we do a Trivial Pursuit on here. It's in the cards.
We do.
And if
got
you
two
play
pieces.
Trivial Pursuit, so we actually have our own little mascot now, and
I'll be painting him during the streams too. Should have been a beholder.
And I thought about it last night too. We should do like when we complete this one, we should retire the mimic and bring in a new mini.
Mm-hmm. Man, I mean, depends on how much people like the mascot.
I don't know.
Oh.
We'll see how good it comes out after I paint it. Wait, what are you laughing at? Because I didn't say anything funny enough for a laugh.
No, nothing.
What?
Nothing.
Are you hiding shit again?
Nope.
Liar.
I'm not. Bronze is in the lead right now. Bronze is in the lead. 75%. Thanks, Mime. Oh, I gotta change that damn pack.
What, Mime Goblin?
No, I had the pack as the Valentine's Day one still.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I've run 2 shows of Dragonlance. I think that I changed all of them, and I haven't changed that one yet. Oh, we got more. It is time.
Oh.
It is time. All right, let me go to the activity feed. Let's get our cards on. We got about a little over 40 minutes left here still for the show.
Oh, good. I was kind of worried that we were running shorter.
No, we're fine. We were just talking.
I don't feel like I've done that much today.
Oh, here we go. Who is your favorite and why is it Eric? He can work both poles and pulls with the greatest of ease.
Hey, you set yourself up for that one, buddy.
Those are obviously spelled the two ways to spell pulls. Touche, serving hands. Touche. Touche. One for you, my friend. One for you. Did you run your Goblonia thing yet at the store? Oh no, that's tomorrow. It's Friday. Friday, yeah, Friday. You're doing
tomorrow. I am super nervous and also super excited about it because I just really love what I did. I just want it to come off as good as I have in my head.
Yeah,
you know, and that's always the challenge. You never know, especially when it's a new system. And yeah, I mean, I've done some test plays, and I had some like, as much as she's around it, my partner is not actually a big gamer.
Mine doesn't at all, man.
So she was the perfect person to because I did printouts of basically a player handout to introduce them to the system and to help them with rules during the game.
Sure.
And who better than somebody who doesn't game to be the does this make sense to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because she's not big on the terminology and all that stuff. So
you guys got 1 minute left in the poll if you're voting. Right now we're at 71% bronze, 29% copper, 0 gold.
I'm not surprised. Gold is kind of I think I personally am kind of done with the whole.
I like antiqued gold on my miniatures a lot because it's like that good cross between. Because a bronze, if you antique it too much, it's so dark. Same with copper. Copper, you usually patina it, but an aged gold is super cool. It still has the shine, but it's beaten up. I do that for my minis a lot. Ignore the heathens and go with copper is what Scott says. Scott, some people don't like copper. Oh, you know what I did not talk about? StreamLoots right now is doing a special.
Oh, that's right. They have their little contest.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So right now, StreamLoots is doing a tickets thing. Let me pull this up. You get to win. This is such a random giveaway. Let me pull this up on screen.
It is. It is. It's.
I want it. Like as a content creator, I want it. So this is the giveaway. Here, let me take us to the full paint cam so we can see the whole thing here while he's painting. Great logo giveaway. Win a plaque in the Great Logo giveaway with StreamLoots. So by participating, basically buying and purchasing, every dollar gets you one, gets a ticket. Purchasing subscriptions. If you subscribe to StreamLoots under StreamLoots subs, it's 5 tickets. Bidding, which we don't have an auction up right now. But
how long does this go on for? Does it say?
March 13th to 20th. So through the 20th.
Okay.
But it's this placard that I don't know if it lights up. I don't know. I have no idea. I want it because I've been using StreamLoots since StreamLoots came out. I just think it's funny. I was like, what the fuck is this? I've never won any of the StreamLoots things ever. Not once have I won one. Katie has, though. Katie won. Serving Hands won a hat. And then somebody else won the Switch from us when we were doing it on Norse.
Yep.
It was their first gaming console, which is, to me, amazing. All right, the polls are closed. It looks like you are doing bronze. I'm sorry, Scott. Copper doesn't win. Bring, bring.
All right, there we go.
Mime Goblin. Let's see what we got here.
Uh-oh. Mime Goblin is desperate to win this because they have already bought 10 tickets on top of whatever they won here.
Oh, is it? You want the coffee, don't you? All right.
Yeah, Mime Goblin is going hardcore for this stuff right now. They are desperate to. I was told this and not in confidence, but it was an open conversation on my Discord that they're trying to beat Serving Hands specifically. That was. Yep, Mime Goblin called out Serving Hands in Discord.
Speaking of Mime Goblin, having tried poetry and music, the immortal elves spend their days with making sure Serving Hands wins the LAUGHAL. You're right. That is what the elves do. They make sure that Serving Hands wins everything. And
Yeah, I think she does have some magical help.
Someone asked
She's
me,
got to
like,
have some kind of help, considering how many times she's won.
well, someone accused me and said it was a racket. I was like, are you kidding me? Look at the pictures she posts. She owns all of them. They're on a shelf. It is not a racket. And she doesn't live near me where I can go steal them. She's in California. I'm in fucking Milwaukee, Wisconsin. She just wins. Although we have had single ticket winners, though, which I think is hilarious when that happens.
It is great. It is great when a single ticket wins.
Makes me
But
very
at the same
happy.
time, I mean, we do want people to buy multiple tickets.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
but, you know,
It's
it's
just
one of those great little
satisfying.
Cinderella heroic stories.
Yeah, it's just satisfying. What are we in? One campaign right now? Yeah.
Yeah, because we're doing silver on this. So, yeah, I definitely don't want to do any,
Yeah.
like, silver on this.
Nope.
We're doing...
Nope.
This has enough silver. We're good with silvers.
I do really like that red, the wood, now that it's got that
Oh, yeah, once you
oil on it.
oil it, because it's Padoc. So, we have that. Anyway. No.
Todd says that magical help is a little spell called cash money. And Serving Hands says, come catch these hands.
All right, so it was bronze, you said, right? Bronze is what we're going
Bronze is what we're going with.
with? Okay.
Mime, you obviously got yourself an entry. I want to see the new cards. I want to see some combat cards.
Combat cards are fun.
I want to see the I like our new trivia rules too. For those who don't know, the trivia rules are pretty sweet. If you get a trivia card, the trivia pulls up. We ask you a question. We put a timer on. If you answer it by yourself, you get 3 entries. If you need to phone the audience, and you pick somebody, the first person who said it, you pick them. If you want their answer or whatever, like if 5 people answer and they're all different, the one you pick, you and them, if it's right, get an entry. So instead of you getting 3, you each get 1. So you still win. But I like the trivia ones. I will tell you though, the ones where it's the adventure modules, that shit's rough. That shit is rough. This is a busy week though for me for streaming. So I was on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I was supposed to stream on Friday, but I'm moving it to Sunday, as I don't want to stream for Cobalt Press on Friday and compete with the first St. Patrick's Day people feel they can go out and drink since COVID.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a good St. Patrick's weekend.
So I'm gonna do it on Sunday instead. What does it say? Middle fingers extended.
Back up my copper.
It's only the finest of meat. Jesus.
I'm gonna have to do bronze as a custom, it looks like.
Bronze is what?
I'll have to make my own bronze.
Oh, do you not have a bronze? You don't have an old
Surprisingly,
40K bronze laying around?
No, surprisingly not.
I have all
But
those.
if I take copper and doppel it with gold, that is bronze.
It's true. It's true.
So
I usually
that's what we're gonna
do gold, a copper with gold, and I do an antique wash, and then I go back through one more time and highlight it. Well, we have ourselves a player. Hey, more cards. If you guys are gonna talk smack, play your cards. Play
Right?
them all. Play all of the cards. I think it's raining out today. It is. We had the craziest weather here lately, man.
We had good rain yesterday.
We had
Almost all day yesterday we were getting rain.
like a foot of snow, 50-degree weather, rain, sleet, back to cold, snow, and now we're at rain again. I think that is the only time someone has called me a player. I mean, that's not true. Do you play games? If so, that counts.
And I will be offering these 2 designs on my shop, but they will not have this paint scheme. These are like I do with everything else. I think it's something I haven't really talked about either much.
Not lately. Not since we've been here.
Yeah. Just so you guys know, everything that I paint on stream, whatever goes to the raffle, is going to have a custom paint job. It's not going to be a paint job that you'll be able to get on my site.
Scott says, or just hear me out. Just hear me out. Just use copper. trying to think of what I want to run at Gary Con. I kind of want to run something new. Last year we ran Witcher. I could bring Witcher back and we could play Witcher again because 3 of the people who played will be there.
There you go.
I don't know. I don't know what I want to run. Oh, we got another one.
What, a card?
Yup.
Okay.
How do you define a dice goblin? Count how many items I own that has the roll for adventure design on it.
Was that Hawkmere?
No, it's mine.
Oh, mine. Nice.
It's very true. It does make you a dice goblin. We need to make official dice goblin pins for watching paint dry. Have the Riddles logo paint scheme kind of feel in the background, and it should be a goblin body with a dice head.
How about I start with stickers?
We can do pre-order.
It does. All right. So on that note, does anybody have a good source for pins?
I do. I have 2, actually. Ooh, speaking of which, look what I got.
Hold on.
I'll go to solo cam here. Ready? Is this solo me? I'm showing the audience. You can look or not look. I got my solo, my new black flag pin. These are going to be limited because they're not going to make a lot of them. I don't know. I'm go to a convention where we're at, I think. I'm excited. It's a thickin'. It's a thickie. It's a big one.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little thick. I'm just saying.
Because I mean, I agree. Because what we're doing is this is just the movement. The raise the flag and the black flag is just the code name that we're using until we are closer to our Kickstarter, and then we'll move into the proper nameage. Oh, Serving Hands is on it. She's like, that's it. 10 more packs. Let's rock and roll.
Oh shit! Wait, she didn't even go through all the packs that she had last week. She could not have played.
She went through a
cards.
decent amount of them, not all of them. All right, Serving Hands.
Bullshit. There's no way she could have played all those that she bought last week already.
I'm excited for the next packet to drop for. I actually love like being part of projects when they start up, just because I like watching them build. I know things are going to be bad. I don't like them. Like Pathfinder 2, we hated the fucking beta. My group did. We've talked about that numerous times, and now it's our main system.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see what they change because the lead designer Celeste is absolute G, and I know she's going to make some amazing stuff for Project Black Flag. And a little bit I've seen behind the screen is dope. And then Packet 2, when that drops, it's 2 classes. I think between like it's up to levels 8 or 10 or something like that. And there's new mechanics in there, and it's Fighter and Wizard. We've publicly announced that. And those are like, I think martial classes are the most underrated and underappreciated and underdeveloped classes.
Hands down. Yep.
I can't fully compete cash for cash. I'm in the process of buying a flat. Oh, okay. We know what that's like. All right, don't drink the paint water. We got our card. I got coffee in this amazing Monster Chef mug.
Water? I got water. Look, I got water right here. But that's
no way. No one can see
on
me.
that side. And oh, what's that on the other side, Mime Goblin?
That's what dice goblins look like. Is that what that is? That's the dice goblins.
No, that's the design Mime Goblin was talking
right.
about.
If you're a dice goblin, you count how many things you have to have that on it. That's the sign of the dice goblin. Keep playing your cards. Play them all.
Actually, that's a fun question for chat because I don't think you brought this up in stream. I think this was a conversation we had separately.
I mean, possibly. We talk enough.
But what does chat think about me changing up my logo to include the role for adventure design?
I think rebranding is a very involved process. And if you want to re-identify your brand by changing the mark that represents you, you have to do a huge push Just changing it by itself, then you're just changing it for you. If you want it to be recognized as the new identity, you have to do a gigantic one. So,
Well, yeah.
I don't know, man. It's a lot of work.
Well, I know.
I personally like the rainbow.
I mean, I know how much I'm getting, what I could potentially be getting into with that, but yeah.
Yeah. I like the rainbow and the 88 Riddles design because it's synonymous with your name. I think your clothing and brand line should be that logo. Because you can have multiple marks, for a logo. Like, you could keep the rainbow and do the role that you're talking about and make that your brand for clothing and merch.
Okay.
And then I would still keep the 88 Riddles logo the same. Personally. Because I don't see a reason to change it because that new logo doesn't have 88 Riddles involved.
But that's what I'm saying. I could.
You gonna change your name?
No, it'd still be 88 Riddles, but it would not be hard for me to incorporate the 88 into
Oh.
See what I'm saying?
You're saying changing it is, yeah. Oh God.
Merge them as would be a better way to.
Right. My favorite card got played. Oh no!
Shit.
Riddles! Northern Lights logo! It's broken!
All right, listen here, you little shits. This whole nonsense with the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis, I want to let you know that I was finally able to weigh one of those damn things, and it's just pretty light.
It's just green. It's just green light. It's true. It's true. I saw it first. Silvering Hands was bragging about smoking something called Northern Lights the other day. There's 9 design. Mind Goblin says there are 9 things with that design in my office alone, with a few more on shirts and then stuff on the way. I think it's your merch line, man.
Well, Mime Goblin just ordered a bunch from my Redbubble shop, I want to say.
Nice.
So, yeah, they have quite the assortment of home decor with that design on it to utilize. More than I carry on my Etsy shop.
Mime is throwing down cards. She wants this. Oh, we're back on it, Riddles. You shouldn't have said anything. Sure, sex is great, but have you tried painting the Aurora Borealis?
You fuckers. Who did it? Who did it?
That was mine.
Which one of you was it?
Mine. It was mine. You need to have a sticker that says "I conquered the Aurora Borealis" with a paintbrush under it. I feel like you deserve that. Not I saw it, I conquered, or I captured the Aurora Borealis.
I didn't capture it. I made my own.
You captured its likeness in paint. Dude, I'm looking at the table left and the amount of things on here for my checklist, and it hurts my brain. It hurts my brain. I have a brain? I do have a brain.
You got to get rid of those things, man. I'm telling you, they're deadly.
They're just detrimental. This caused nothing but fucking problems. Hey, you want to see my anti-peep? Look at my anti-peep. No peeps. They're bad for you. They taste like shit. Stop eating them.
Yeah. Well, have you seen that Pepsi did a Peeps flavored Pepsi?
I know. I love marshmallow. I do love marshmallow. But unless Peeps are so fresh that they still, like, the package still smells like packaging, don't touch it. There's one for the Tomb of Annihilation. Then there can be one for Northern Lights. You are correct. You are correct. The gauntlet was thrown down and I had to. Look, hey, you can make all the Aurora Borealis comments you want. That doesn't affect me at all. You do you. Keep it up.
I will walk right out of it. I will walk right out.
I got a solo cam.
Gonna go from watching paint dry to watching Eric cry.
There's also a Dr. Pepper flaved peep. Cole, why?
Why?
Why would you add a 24th flavor? Why?
Yeah, Dr. Pepper is good at.
Yeah, leave it.
I
leave it the fuck alone.
I miss the original Dr. Pepper.
It changed? I didn't know
It
it.
used to have extra things in it like prune juice. When I was growing up, Dr. Pepper literally had prune juice in it.
I mean, I drank it growing up. I don't remember it tasting different though.
Yep.
Really? Huh. I mean, I
People
still
were-
argue today that oranges taste horrible now, and they were great when I was a kid. I think oranges' flavor have changed dramatically over the 40 years I've been around.
Well, it's like I remember the first time I got watermelon and candy as a kid. I'm going like, this does not taste like watermelon. Because I grew up in Louisiana in the deep south where we eat watermelon all the time in the summer.
Yeah, it's different too. Yeah. So Scott,
That's not watermelon. What is this?
Scott said something very important, Riddles. Very important.
Oh,
He keeps
shite.
talking about how he did it and figured it out, but no one has actually seen the image he created for Aurora Borealis.
It was part of a giveaway. We did it as a raffle 1 month. Just because you were
Shots fired! Pew 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 pew! Pew 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 pew!
Is Strength in chat? Tell Strength to pull up his image because he's got
He's not
it.
here.
He's got one of them.
You kidding me? You know Strength would just go along with him.
True.
He's an evil bastard. That's
So how are we there,
funny.
guys? Oh wait, let me pull the light up.
Fucking funny. And there's only one soda. It's Coca-Cola. Oh, here, let me pull you up to the big pan. Ooh, that's looking good.
There you
I
go.
feel like you've had to paint maps a lot lately.
Listen, I'm gonna check that chat screen real quick to see if I have the ability to chat about that yet or not. 'Cause I'm being held up on talking about the project.
Yeah, but I could tease you.
And hold on, let me see. if I've got
Oh,
any
the cards are dropping now. I'll wait till he's done. He doesn't listen to the cards if he's trying to do something else. You gotta wait for Riddles to catch his ass back up.
Well, she's asking lots of questions.
Okay.
So, okay, so also, you know what? It looks like we are going to be launching either today or tomorrow. It looks like.
Cool.
So if you have been following me for a minute,
I think
you would
everybody
know
here. I don't know about Cole, but I know everybody else has.
so last month I had an announcement that I put out there that myself, Talon and Claw were doing a project with Devin Root.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
Devin
familiar
Rue
with
does the
Devin
maps for
Rue,
Critical Role and has done maps far before that.
she is also the owner of Tabletop Loot now.
Yes, correct.
So she has that company as well as part of her collection. So we are in looks like final preparations for this. And she just also partnered with Jess over at Works of Whimsy. But yes, I did spend 3 days painting this project, and it will be available. It is not cheap, just to be clear.
There's no reason it fucking should be.
My portion of it is not, because that's a lot of work to do with these pieces. But I love what came out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I can say it looks amazing.
Yeah. So I want to talk. I want to show them off on screen. I'm reading right now to catch up on
What's up, Kyle?
the conversation to see if I have the okay or not.
Well, while you're looking for the okay, Riddles, while you're looking for the okay, we have more cards. We have more cards.
Okay.
Are you ready? Can you multitask? Are we good? Can you not be Drew?
I can definitely do that. Okay. Yeah. So go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
What's your?
Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage against being gaslit about the Aurora Borealis.
I'm walking away. Fuck you guys.
Good job, Jake Bacon. Jake Bacon, that is an entry for you, good sir. Putting you at 3 for the month.
How many people do we have on stream right now?
I can tell you. Hold on. Give me a sec. We
Turn off the paint cam.
12.
Turn off the paint cam.
Turn off the paint cam. All right, done.
Yeah, Just take the pink
gone.
cam off screen.
It's gone. So while that's going on, we have another card.
Okay.
The next card. When I fart, it smells like the burning off of a million Pepsi flavored peeps.
Ew! What the hell is wrong with you people? Why do I keep subjecting myself to this every week?
Oh my God, serving hands. That was disgusting. I mean, when I can go back to this amazing piece that is now here on screen.
This is going to be a very quick peek.
How quick? How quick can you, like 2 seconds? How long do you want?
I'm just gonna leave them up there for a couple seconds. How do you already have it going?
It's on.
All right, so there you go, guys. Take a quick look.
Do you want to explain it?
This is 4
individual boxes,
all using Queen's Treasure as the design on top. Each one hand painted by me. That's it. That's all you get. That's all you get.
Can't show anything else. That's it. That's all of it. Those are so gorgeous. I want it as a set to hang. And I want to get dice that match. Right, Mime? But I want the full set. Like, they need their own crafted box to hang on the wall lit. Someone gave you the applause reaction. I fucking love the reactions. Ooh, is that one of the new ones you sent me?
This is one.
I like that color scheme a lot. That's hella pretty.
See it on screen that well, but this wrist ring here has a slightly different tint of green.
Oh no, yeah, you can 100% see. That's super pretty.
Yep, that one and this one as well.
Yeah, that one's obviously you reshine that one up too with some oil, right? Or is that clear coated?
It's clear coated.
Gotcha. Those are hella pretty.
So yeah, I just finished those this week. Oh, for Works of Whimsy, we have this little guy right here. I still got to paint the dragon and everything. But yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh my God, that's not a bad idea, Todd.
What?
Todd said, Eric, can Athantia team get a set like that with the new world map? For the Athantia world map? We can form map Voltron whenever we get together.
That sounds like so much fun. If you want me to work on that, I can make that a possibility for you.
I can't do that until I showcase the map. I'm not doing that yet. Not till campaign 2. I was gonna do it in the last campaign, but I decided to wait for the new one so that we are seeing a new part of the world. So it makes a little more sense.
Oh, here's another one for chat, considering chat has been responsible for picking the mimic.
Poor choice.
Do we want... All right, so I see this done 4 different ways across the internet. I know which ones are more popular and which ones are less popular, but there are 4 different ways that people go about painting the interior, the tongue and the mouth. The most common is the most common is that purple pink combo.
Yeah.
You also have a blue to purple that I've seen quite regularly. I've seen green to purple. I've also seen just like that normal like reddish pink in the mouth.
I like when it's a purple tongue and the mouth is pink inside. Like the pinkish colored and the tongue is purple and it's that gradient purple. Like dark to light.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
And then you make sure that nothing else has that kind of color. But with that said, this is very important. Serving hands. Roll your die. Roll your die. Roll your die. Roll your die.
Do I get a D20 die or a
D20? It's a D20. See, she gets a failure, critical hit, or gets that super sexy 8. Exclamation point, 1 D20 in chat. See if she gets it. Roll them if you got them. I want
to one of only 2 that have done it.
I want to check something here. Did you turn on the new combat cards? Yeah, they are on. Okay.
Yeah, they're on. They're on.
I just haven't seen them yet.
They're on. They're common.
A 13. That is my favorite number.
Yeah, not gonna do it for you though.
No, get nothing. Did any of you who just bought new packs, did any of you guys get trivia or get the new combat cards yet? I'm gonna play one of the combat cards on screen so you can see it. I'm gonna play my favorite.
Which one's your favorite? Let me see.
We know which one it is. It's the fucking War Duke. That's what the new ones look like. You got a beat of 15 when you roll. That's what the card is.
For the War Duke.
For the War
For the
Duke.
War Duke.
Equal or higher, right? Or isn't that what we're doing? Hit the AC or higher, just like normal. You didn't pull any new cards? Okay, just curious. They just got added, so. You have a trivia card.
Ooh,
Let's go,
trivia card.
Mime. Let's go. Let's do the trivia card. Etsy, if you have new Etsy images too, we'll have to update those when you get all the new boxes. And
Yeah,
shit out.
I need to get you some new item ones to post up for us. Yeah, I got to get the silvers on this. We said we're doing gold stars on this, right, everybody?
That's what we said last week, yeah.
Yeah. Are we doing metallic?
Silver you originally had said, but I think we ended up going with gold.
Are we doing... Do we want to do metallics or color tones on this one?
For what? For the blue?
You know what? I'm going to do color tones. I'm going to do color tones instead of metallics. So
Cool.
instead of silvers, we're going to use whites.
Okay.
Instead of golds, we're going to use a yellow and orange.
Oh, the trivia is monsters riddles.
Monster?
Monsters? All right, hold on here.
Monsters.
We're gonna do something a little different for this for me. I'm gonna go over here.
Oh yeah, I got the list right here. So there's a goblin. There's a displacer beast. The displacer beast is a 12. You got to beat a 12.
Okay, I'm gonna
The
give
leprechaun, you have to beat a 10. The
Yep.
lichen, you have to beat an 8.
Yep.
The red dragon, you beat an 18, and the war duke, you beat a 15.
Yep. So we have monsters trivia though.
No, I know. I found
So,
the little thing where I had
I'm
my.
gonna put a
my notes
timer
on.
here for us. Once the card has been read twice, I will start the timer. I will put a 3-minute timer on it because there's usually between a 15 to 30-second delay because I've bumped this up to 1080p 4K, so it's a little bit more of a delay lately. But I did it because I want to see if the video is good, and I'm testing all the computer issues. All right, read it off. Let's go.
Okay, I love this one. All right, so in the second edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Monstrous Compendium, which monster was deliberately presented with no illustration?
Oh my
Again.
God, this is so.
It's funny though.
I have the 3-ring punch version of it in the basement right now.
In the second edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Monstrous Compendium, so the first Monstrous Compendium,
Yep.
which monster was deliberately presented with no illustration?
All right, Mime, starting the timer now. If you don't know it, you can call on the audience. But if you get it on your own, you get 3 points. If you call on the audience and it is correct, you each get 1. The person you used, the first person, and yourself. So Mime Goblin, which one in second edition was represented? A monster was represented in second edition with no art. There is an artist credit, which is hilarious. Yes, Todd. Yes, there is.
You were right with this.
Because that guy was a genius who thought of doing it.
How could you not? I mean, it just makes sense. It made sense.
It does. So what do you got? What do you got? What you got? Mime? Who is it? What is the monster, or do you want to call on the audience? I mean, I have the timer, but I don't have the ability to do the music yet.
Hopefully me whistling that doesn't get us flagged.
It won't. It did pay off big time, Todd. I agree. Does Mime Goblin know the second edition monster who had no art? What was the second edition monster that had no art? Are the answers on the back of the card?
Yeah. they
Okay,
are.
good.
No, I'm well aware that this is on camera.
I was curious. I was just curious as to what it is. I don't know if Mime is paying attention or she went back to work. Oh, here we go. My brain is thinking like a ghost or something invisible. I'd like the audience to help to narrow it down. Okay, audience, you
I'm
got...
just waiting. I'd laugh if Todd... Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Todd immediately put invisible
Todd
stalker.
had to have an answer ready.
Is anybody else? Yeah, he was just cut and paste ready. Anybody else putting it in case she wants to pick somebody else's?
Yeah, does anybody have an answer other than Invisible Stalker?
Yeah, anyone have something other than Invisible Stalker? Otherwise, is everyone going with Invisible Stalker? No, she just said I'm going with Todd's help. You would be correct.
Smart choice.
You would be correct. Yeah, so the old second edition, for those who don't know, was a 3-ring binder with black and white art with blue lettering, I believe, if I remember correctly, on the book. It was white with a blue lettering on the book, but it was a 3-ring binder. That 3-ring binder also had the Invisible Stalker with no art.
Because it had books too.
Yeah,
They had the regular books at first. It wasn't until later that they introduced the 3-ring binder concept.
No, I know. That's just the one I always remember, though, is a 3-ring binder. Always. Hilarious, though. Is the most genius thing that they did.
That's one of those fun little pieces of trivia you throw at people.
Speaking of Invisible Stalkers, here you go.
What's his name?
Look at it. Look at this creepy bastard who just appears out of the shadows, whatever this thing is. The Dimensional Shambler is what they call it. Cut and paste? Like a heathen? I typed that out myself, thank you. It is amazing. It was a genius concept. Genius. But hey, trivia. Doesn't that mean we get another pie piece?
Yeah, I already put it in.
Oh, did you? What
So
color?
3 pie pieces now.
3 of 6, right?
Yep, 3 of 6. And does anybody remember the rules for when we get all 6?
We light it on fire because it's a mimic.
Yes. We also give everybody who is currently in stream, in chat,
Yep. A point.
An entry.
An entry.
into the raffle. So
Yep. Against my better judgment.
you have better judgment?
I have
thought
the
you only
best
had one judgment.
fucking judgment.
I had to. That was
I
too
have
easy.
the best of judgments.
I don't know about that now. I mean, you're working on this show.
I remember a Call of Cthulhu creature that was described as like a jacket, but not a jacket. The Cloaker?
Yes, Cloaker.
One of my, I had an animal companion. I had a familiar that was a Cloaker as a illusion wizard. It was really fun.
I have my next question on this piece here.
Sure.
So I don't know if you can see it in the stream. Oh, wait,
No, it was a cloak.
So you see this outer ring here in the center? Looks like a weird filigree.
Oh, like a jackal, but not a jackal. Oh, I thought that's a jacket. I'm sorry.
A knoll?
A knoll? I don't know what it would be, to be 100% honest with you.
But this little center ring here, I need an idea for colors on that.
So we got green, blue, not bronze, or sorry, not copper, stone. I think white, personally.
What if I did a yellow to red gradient?
I desperately want to play a game called Call of Cthulhu. Oh my god. I could run that for you. Gumshoe, man. I'm getting ready to do a deep dive into Foundry, and Foundry is eventually going to have that over there, Gumshoe. Gumshoe is my favorite way to run Cthulhu, by the way.
It is great. Yeah,
I would rather run that than regular Cthulhu rules any day of the week. Now, what were you saying? What would you might do?
Look at the ceiling. Oh, that outer ring. I could do like a yellow to red kind of gradient.
Yeah, I just think the white would push it forward, but you could do a yellow to red. That's just a lot of colors.
Yeah, I know. Well, let's try white. Let's see what. Actually, you know what? Let's do. Do we want it to match the stone? How about that? Do you want that?
No. It should separate it. Even if it's like a light, bright blue to a white, like a very different blue than the world.
Oh,
like
yeah,
a skyline blue, you know what I mean? To white at the top.
White blue.
Yeah, sure, right.
Let's try that. Let's see
back when there was a monster that looked like a floor, one that looks like a ceiling, and another that looks like what? What? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that is, Mime. Oh, not Mime. Sorry, Cole. You've only ever played the D100. So Gumshoe's got some really cool mechanics. I think Gumshoe is one of the better, if not best, investigation games, because you have pips, and as you go through the Gumshoe system, you can blow a pip, like a point, of your skill, and it's just you do it. It's a success. You get to kind of decide that story moment when you need to succeed, but then it is gone forever, unless the GM puts some form of rule in place. That shit doesn't refresh. It's like if you get in a brawl with somebody and it's really important to win that, and you're like in an elevator and you need to get out before you get down the bottom floor because you're gonna get shot like a Tommy gun because you know they're waiting for you, and you go, I'm good at fighting, I got like 3 dots and I'm blowing a dot, I'm knocking this guy out and getting out of that elevator, that's forever gone. Because you only ever get to like succeed permanent, like always succeed so many times. Amazing Gumshoe system. You can use it for finding clues that way. It's just such a fun system from Pelgrane Press.
It's also very clean. It's very
hella
simple.
clean.
It's not chunky. It's not.
No, but there's complexity in decisions, not complexity in mechanics.
Exactly.
Cole said, back when there was a monster that looked like a floor, one that looked like a ceiling, and another that looked like walls. Oh, for Advanced D&D, yes, there was. Yeah, it's true. It's true. That's very true. And if you guys have more cards, start playing them. And remember, we will not be here next Thursday. You can still get your Ko-Fi tickets and your Goblin tickets that way through the Ko-Fi links, but we will not be live next week because I will be at GaryCon. I may go live on YouTube while I'm there, but we will not be live here. And there's a Ko-Fi link in case you're looking just to pick up Ko-Fi tickets. You can pick those up. You can also pick them up at his Etsy store on checkout.
It's also nice having next week off because I do have a rather large order coming in from Talon and Claw.
It's like I planned it.
Because they just got okayed to be a full-time vendor at the Pleasure Ren Fair in SoCal. So for 7 weeks, they're going to be there full-time, hawking their wares, and they need painted vaults for that show. So
I do like Delta Green as well. The new Delta Green is fantastic. Yeah, I heard they're full-time now. I wonder how much it's going to affect their production, like how busy they're going to be.
Well, right now, to get themselves lined up for that 7 weeks, as well as getting caught up on some other orders and finishing off the Kickstarter. They are finishing the Kickstarter. They've shut down their Etsy and their regular shop for 2 weeks.
Oh, that's not
bad. As just kind of a way for them to catch a breath, get everything done without possibly, causing any delays on other customer orders or anything like that. So they shut down their order system for 2 weeks, basically. But they will be back. Don't stress. They will be back. So that's where that's at. This is the crisp white blue that I have from.
Yeah, because it like pushes everything forward. I liked it. That looks really good.
Should I leave it just that, or should we do a little towing to it? Or
that's up to you. I for me on screen it looks great. Here, let me put it on full screen for everybody. Pull it back up again so people can see it a little better. I don't know. I think that pushes it forward really well. The plaque, I think, needs to be needs some shadow to it that's underneath it because it just looks like it's part of the surrounding area. You know what I'm talking about?
There's not much shadowing I can do to that because most of that is already engraved, etched in.
No, like right underneath the world?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a gold frame around it, isn't there? I couldn't see it until you tilted it. Gotcha. I don't know. I think that blue by itself looks good. It's super clean. It pushes the world forward. I will say, does that world have the gradient stuff on it? The new gradient engraves?
No. I did that myself.
Oh, okay. Then that looks awesome. I didn't know if that had the gradient because, as I say, if it does, then that gradient shit works great if that's the engraving.
Nope. This does not have the gradient effect to it like this one does.
Yeah.
And you'll see that.
Oh, it does it there too, though. That gradient does work really well. Does it help when you're painting?
That. There's no gradient to this.
No, I know that. I'm talking about the moons around.
Yeah, this moon and these two moons.
Does it help?
Well, I mean, this will be my first time painting it, so.
I'm asking. You just painted it. Did it help? Like when you're like, does it auto shade it like in person?
Well, no, I'm not going after these right now, though. I just did the background.
I know that. I'm
So
saying
this
when
is I haven't really truly painted this yet.
you put a wash on it, right?
Yeah, but that's not for effect. You won't know that effect if you really dry brush it.
Yeah, okay, it's not dry brush. I can't see because of the way you're holding right now. So.
Yeah. See, I've only.
Oh, you
I've
just
only
painted
tried-
the center. I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It looks like it when you have it tilted. It looks like it's gradiated already from it. But I see.
No, it's this is all solid edged, and I just painted a gradient, just like in this one. I painted the gradient in the center.
Yep.
That's all. That's all that is.
I like the white. It really does push the globe forward. The blue. Is it blue?
So, do we have any other comments on the mimic on how we're doing the internal?
Nobody said anything yet. I say purple, light purple. We all seen pink or green. A green tongue would be very different.
Well, so that's I mentioned do a green to yellow. That would be kind of fun.
Green to yellow, green to purple, green to orange, green to
Kind of
whatever.
like that sickly ichor kind of effect.
Yeah, that Nurgle color.
Yeah, I think I have that. I think I have an idea in my head how that could work out.
I'm not down. I'm opposed to that. So we're ending the end of the show here. Does anyone have any other cards they want to play before we call it a day? Any other cards from anybody?
It's gonna be 2 weeks before you get a chance to play again.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get a guest star for our next show so that we can have more people.
I keep forgetting. I want to reach out to Dave because I definitely want Dave in here at some point. If you guys are not familiar with Dave, I mean, you should be by now. Anybody in chat.
Smuggler's Coffee.
Dave is the owner of Smuggler's Coffee, and that is really kind of my go-to for coffee. I have not been buying whole bean coffee from anybody else in the past 2 years now.
Yep.
So, and the dude is just a genuinely good person that has a really good product. He loves what he does, so he's putting passion into it. And that's a big thing for me. I really can appreciate people putting doing something they're passionate about, because you're going to get something different than somebody just trying to make a buck.
Yes, so, I agree. I'm super curious to see what this Malort barrel one they did turns out like.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he was.
We're about that time where it's going to release.
That disgusting. Ugh.
Can't wait. Is he going to be at GaryCon? Do you know? I think he is.
Think so?
Dave, if you're watching this later, text me so we can finally do something together at a convention. Every time we're at a convention together, we always say we're going to do something and never get to. Never get to.
That's con life, man.
When you work in the industry, 100%.
I mean, and don't get me wrong, from like my earlier comments, don't get me wrong. I enjoy working for people at cons because there is something, especially if I'm like involved with that company.
Yeah.
And there's something on the table that I put some effort into, or I have some passion for, or a desire about. I love being able to like talk to people about that kind of stuff and just share with everybody, not only my passion, but hear people share their passion.
I agree. I 100% agree.
It's some of the best conversations you get with people when you see them light up like that and get all excited. I know that like where I'm at with trying to do this and trying to grow this, I need to be able to have the freedom to walk away from a booth.
Yep.
And go out and be able to pimp me and my stuff. And I'll be honest with you, there's probably the reason why I haven't really done this yet is because I hate talking about me. I mean, after this show,
that's why I'm here.
Every week after this show, I have a little mental breakdown where I have to kind of like, and even last night, like I stopped work early. I cut off at 5 o'clock instead of going to 8 or 9 like I normally do, just so I could woo-saw myself into being into a headspace where I can handle being on a show and talking about myself and what I do and what I like and yada yada.
I those are my favorite things to do. Talk to people about what I like and what they like, and those things I enjoy.
Yeah. So
you're getting better at it though, Riddles. This show's got to help.
It definitely helps. And I'll be honest with you, going to those 2 conventions with North Foundry definitely helped kind of get me out of my shell a little more comfortable with all this, but it's still a process, and there are tons of people in our space that are the same way.
Yeah.
And I think it's one thing that in cons, going to cons and whatnot, and having conversations that some people may forget is that, like, yeah, even though somebody is out and about in public, doesn't mean they're comfortable there. But we do have to do things like that. We have to put ourselves out there in uncomfortable spots to be able to get, that connection. Because how else do you get connected with your fans and other players and people who might like your stuff or people who might not like your stuff? Because,
yep,
it's, yeah.
Serving Hand says she's proud of you, Riddles.
Aw.
I can tell you that I'm most of the time proud of you, Riddles.
You're only proud of me when I make money.
No, I just show is fun. Actually, I think your art in general in the last 12 months is like double what it used to be.
I'm much more confident in my style and my approach and what I do.
Especially the new designs. Some of the new designs. That samurai design is fucking killer.
Thank you. I'm really happy with the there's not a lot of representation for Asian in any of the, like, where I look. So like, I mean, and I'll be honest with you, I go back and forth. I'm 7 away from the table and coming over here.
Okay.
I go back and forth on
I'm gonna go to 2cam then. Boop.
As a white cis male, I have back and forths about that because I don't want people looking at what I do and thinking I'm trying to make a buck off of somebody else in that mentality.
Right. But you want to give them something they can enjoy too. Exactly.
I want to service, everybody that I can, but at the same time, it's
phrasing.
Hard to do it and not feel like, you're misrepresenting or that you're just bandwagon hopping or any of this. It's really hard to avoid those kind of judgments from people, so on and so forth. It's just, yeah, I don't want to be one, like, the stuff in Hollywood or any of the other, anywhere else really.
I feel that is misunderstood most of the time, even in Hollywood, because the person who is writing that script or designing something may be doing it out of love of another country or culture or something else. But by the time it hits money numbers and people start having their own personal opinions, shit gets weird. To me, art is art. I don't care what part of the world it comes from. I enjoy it. I love it. I watch anime. I like all of that stuff. So to me, I don't think you're trying to make a buck, but definitely trying to make it so that a market that you have has the ability to buy something they may like in your art style. There's nothing wrong with that. And if somebody does have a problem with it, they probably should look in the mirror for the day, because the problem is probably fucking them.
Because like this guy right here, the koi fish is one of my most popular things I've put together in the past year. And it's very simple, very clean, but it does have a little bit of that Asian influence. But at the same time, it's
nothing wrong with that, man.
Such a worldwide recognized like icon.
No, rock and roll comes from that kind of stuff. Hip hop comes from that. Pop spins from that. Like, every art is influenced by other culture and people. Like, that is just art, man. Like, that you make what inspires you. Like, that's the point. So I get the questioning. I have just found, as long as you're aware, you're probably doing the right thing.
I hope so. I truly do. I hope that, like, any of the stuff that I put together or put out there represents myself, first of all, and then whoever I'm working with, second of all, and then third of all, the source of inspiration.
Yep.
Because I don't want anybody caught in crossfires or anything from like.
No, that's not true. There are people I want in a crossfire.
Fair enough.
The board game. But no, no one's offended by what you're doing. I think it's amazing. And like I said, that samurai piece is one of my favorite of all time. It is so cool.
Thank you.
So I did learn something super important today. During our stream, we did not run Discord, and because I did not run Discord, we've had 0 issues.
So Discord does interfere with I think with OBS.
There was a new your video card. If you have an NVIDIA video card, and they're not saying which series, I have an older series, not like a super old, but I don't have a 4000, which is what they're doing right now, the 4 series. There is a chance that the driver from January through right now Up until the 14th, there was an update for NVIDIA. So I updated the driver. I rolled back, and now I'm back forward. I did not run Discord today, and we have set steady at 70% utilization, 3.8 dedicated GPU of my memory, and only 0.5 of shared GPU memory. We have been static across the board, right down the middle, no heat problems, only using a third of the memory in the computer. And I noticed this because every Discord video call I've had, when I shrink it down, it would make my little image flicker or it would green screen. So Discord has had a little bit of a problem. I put a short up. I'll put it in our Discord channel as well. But if you've been running into video problems, not even OBS, just problems on video, Discord has been the issue. Not that Discord's bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there was an update, and that problem hopefully has been fixed with the most recent Discord update and the most recent NVIDIA update. With that said, that is Watching Paint Dry for the day. If you're not in the Discord, we have a Watching Paint Dry channel there. We ask questions in there. I'd say maybe we'll post that mimic question in there as well to see what people think. We had a nice 2-hour stream today.
I think so.
And Riddle showcased something that I don't know if he was supposed to showcase, but I'm going to say yes. Because it's amazing. And Todd, we need to make Voltron boxes of the Athantia map. We learned a lot today. So Riddles, you got anything going on here besides the show this week that people can find you, or is this your last outing before you're back in the paint mines of Moria?
I don't. I have my thing at the store tomorrow, but that's just at the store. It's a local thing. I don't think I'm gonna have any streams or anything like that going on. I do feel like with the conversation that I've had that there may be a big push this weekend on the collaboration.
Okay.
That I gave the sneak peek on, but other than that, I don't have anything that I think is really going to be something popping up in the next 2 weeks while you are away.
Well, Riddles, we have the last card to go out on. She played it a little bit ago, but I wanted to end the stream with this because I'm going to end the stream with you on it this time. When you get when you get right down to it, a green mimic tongue is better than no tongue at all. I mean, I get a green mimic tongue is better than no tongue at all. I agree with that. I think a green mimic tongue is better than no tongue at all. Because without a tongue, we couldn't do this show. And for those who are here, right where you see Riddle's face, that face right here, I'm going to put a box over it that has videos so you won't see him at all. And over here is a subscription button. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for Watching Paint Dry. We'll be back in 2 weeks. I know, we'll be back in 2 weeks, but don't worry. We will be back Monday and Tuesday for Dragonlance. And man, if you missed the episode on Tuesday, shit got wild. I can tell you that Fistan Danilis is making a showcase. If you know who that is in Dragonlance, you better be